Um, Welcome everybody. I don't know what I'm gonna call this. I'm calling kind of all over the place. Um, I don't know. I don't even know what I want to like. Really, let's get the camera a little over this way. Does it even matter? Does it even matter? I don't know. It's whatever. Um, I haven't done AD2L content besides Fireside Chat in a while. I kind of was feeling it. I don't know why. Um, Not even telling anybody. I'm just gonna post this on my YouTube again. I kind of almost prefer when there's not many people really watching. It's kind of a little bit of relief for me. I do like having the conversations, but people distract me. But I don't know. Um, One thing I want to start this off with is that there's been a huge topic of harassment in Dota. And listen, I think AD2L is really good. We're not. I don't think we're that much of a toxic community. I think we're actually pretty tame compared to a lot of communities. So but I think this is a reminder. If we have women in our games, we should uh, not be toxic to them or equally toxic. Listen, if they're being a shithead to you, you could be a shithead to them. But overall, I think we learned a lot, and I don't want to get too into that. I'm not some. I'm not this big time caster that was friends with Grant Grant. I think a lot of that stuff. I think it's brave that they come out. I don't want to comment if he's guilty or not guilty, but I think it's important that we, uh, I like everything else though. I'm happy he's gone. And I hope that our community nobody's like that. You know, I know I'm not. I would be terrible, and there's been a lot of key points this week. I'm not going to go through any of them. You probably if you watch this, you're a Dota fiend like me, and I've read every Reddit post. I've read like 100 comments. I've watched their Action Slacks video, which I strongly recommend. Honestly, I almost cried watching that video. I almost cried. It was very emotional. Purge, talks about just bullying wise. A lot of stuff has come out, and it's made me kind of reflect on what I've done as well. So I'm gonna try to be better in the community, and I hope everybody else does as well. But yeah, that's just my mini little segment. Like, let's not harass people. You know, I'd say actually, like in pubs. Just to add, I think 2 years ago, just just over 2 years ago, I got banned, and I was very toxic. May 2018. I got not a ban. Sorry, I had to win 5 games, and I was very toxic. I had a lot of reports, and I think I've worked on myself a lot, and I think everybody here watching this video, if you're watching, can work on themselves as well. And I might touch base on this on Fiery side, um, and we'll see. I'd say that we focus more on AD2L, but this is a pretty big moment for Dota. So you know, thank you for watching, and you're like, wow, thanks Fireman for telling us stuff we already knew and not saying anything. That's also true. I didn't say much. I it's said by everybody. What's happening isn't right, and stuff needs to be changed. So I don't really know what this video is gonna be about, though. I kind of wanted to. Divine content, fortunately, is covered by somebody. Archon as well, and honestly, just go to AD2L content page, which where you'll find this if you're wanting Archon content. I think Chad's been doing a great job. I don't really. I've watched one. I have watched one video. I think he does a really good job. I just don't care about Archon. I'm sorry, Archon League. Yes, I'm supposed to be AD2L content creator, and if someone from an Archon League team came on, I'd welcome them. Welcome them. The issue is I don't think I'm really like friends with any of them or anything like that, so it's really hard for me to be into that. Heroic as well. Heroic, iffy. Go Pingu. I love the rivalry between the two teams in Heroic as well, Unsung Heroes and Unsung Champions. How last year Unsung Champions won, and the year before that was Unsung Heroes. I really enjoy that. I think that's pretty fun, but it's hard to talk about that as well. I don't know anybody. Divine League, I mentioned it is covered every week. Content is made for it, and you know what? Check that out if you're in Divine. I'll kind of Contender has been most weeks. I think maybe 1 week has been missing. So I'm gonna still go over that because I have a lot of people I know in there, and I'm in the guild FOTP. You know, and I'll go over intermediate league because I wanted to talk about the playoffs coming up in there. So Contender League, um, I'll put on display capture here. We'll just make this smaller. Yeah, we'll make that smaller. Check out Jukester, by the way, just in the corner here. I have no idea why he's on. I actually have no idea. I was searching Jukester 3 days ago. Now look at all these good games, but because he told me about a game, so I went on it a couple days ago. But oh well, we'll move on, guys. So Contender League to start with, let's just go from the top to the bottom, and I think Intermediate's a little more interesting. No offense, Contender. It's my first time getting kicked out of the league. They're gone. They weren't even here this week, and I briefly mentioned that on Fiery Side. Smurfs, congratulations. They didn't get posted on the shame wall, I believe, though. Where's the... Am I blind? I thought they had a for shame wall. I thought we used to have that. Well, this is a little sad. But no Smurf Court announcement. They're just gone. Rice Babies, gone. Mentioned that. They were an intermediate. Dropped down to Contender. They were going to play in week 5. They dropped out because they want to face weaker competition. They were an intermediate team 100%. When you have they even dropped a player. So they had 3 ancients, 2 legends. And actually in intermediate they had 4 ancients, 1 legend. They swapped an ancient for a legend to drop in. I'm happy the admins made that decision. I'm just re-mentioning that stuff. That's been, gone. I honestly, they just wanted to face weaker competition and stomp AD2L. This is an RD2L, AD2L thing. This is straight up like you guys are an intermediate team. Like why you dropped an ancient so you could play in Contender and still have 3? Question mark. Like, you guys did not come. Your team. I don't even know if all 5 of you play RD2L. Your team did not come in good faith, and I'm happy you didn't get to stay in Contender. I'm very happy you could have stayed in intermediate, and it would have been all fine. But no, you bowed out like babies. Honestly, that's my opinion of Rice Babies, and I don't know if other people have that opinion, but where their name should be there. US Danny, Cohair, well, I guess Moo Bear, Travis was here the whole entire time causing a stir. Like, no, you guys knew what you're doing. So, shout out to you 5. Because it actually ticks me off. That, honestly, it does. I can't believe. And then they leave. I welcomed them back, and they could play an intermediate. I think they showed their true colors. I honestly do. Like if we're being really real here, they showed their true colors. We know what they wanted to do. But anyways, besides that, Red Rising Dota signed up late. They didn't get to join. Sorry to these guys. And they were kind of like a longer standing team. So I guess they'll kind of wait for next season. It would have been week 3 or week 4 they joined, and that's a little too late in my opinion. I think if you miss week 1 games, you could play in week 2 because honestly, a lot of people miss, and the season's like 10 weeks long with the playoffs, and then we take 2-3 weeks off. So I think if you're missing by a week, I think it's okay. Um, Anyways, Division One Contender only has 14 teams. All 14 will make playoffs. Top two will get a bye in their first week. I talked to Team Backwoods, and they're in third right now. They will be facing off against WSS Kobolds, who at the start of the season were my favorites. I think they still are favorites. I'd say it's them, POG. I'd say Team Backwards. I'd say these are the. I know they're the top three teams, but I'd probably have Kobolds at 40, POG at 40, Backwoods. No, actually, 40 is too high. Let's go like 30, 30, 20, and then the other 20% is the other uh, teams. The other 11 teams are that 20%. The top two are 30. Team Backwoods is 20. That's how confident I am in these top three. I think they would have been at the top regardless if we were using Swiss or not. Team Backwoods at WSS Kobolds is kind of exciting. They're facing each other, and I could see Team Back. And maybe this is bad. Maybe I shouldn't be giving Team Backwoods 20, maybe like 10, because I do think there is a gap between these two teams. And WSS Kobolds hasn't had the ability to face them yet, so I think it's either going to be a 1-1 or 2-0 for Kobolds. But I strongly think 1-1. And I think this is one of the best games to watch this in Contender. So if you're a Contender player wanting to watch a game, or you are like, well, what game do I watch? I think this game right here is definitely the best. Pot of Greed versus Petting Zoo. Petting Zoo kind of plays away. I think Pot of Greed should be able to 2-0 them. Maybe Petting Zoo 1-1s them. I don't see Petting Zoo winning both games. And that kind of rounds it out. And then you kind of see these other 5-win teams will face each other. You have Spiked Esports and AMHLC. You have Extra Knives facing Pandemonium. And then you kind of have the other bottom half after that 8. And there's a little distinction here. Savage Sabres will be facing Routers of Rohan. PMB and PSGS will be facing off, and then Red 5 and Fellowship of the Ping will be facing off as well. And these are the two bottom teams. Last season, they both did really well. Actually, 2 seasons ago, Red 5 standing by 1. They do have a sub Arnold, but I think he's a pretty good player. I think he's a really good pos 5, so something's not adding up this season. I don't know if their players are drinking too much while they're playing. I know that's what the issue with FOTP is, wink face, as I take a sip from my beer. I honestly think all these matches are even going to be close, but highest skilled I think will be the second and third place team. I really do. I think this game will be entertaining as well because these guys are 82 regulars, so that'll be fun. But skill wise, for Contender and kind of more meaningful to kind of see what may happen during playoffs. Because if I need to mention this, if Team Backwoods wins 2-0, let's say, and I don't think they will, if they do, then head-to-head results, I'd have Backwoods as second seed, and they'd get the bye in the first week. But honestly, now that I think about it, doesn't really matter. Both of them are going to be on the same side of the bracket, so they probably will rematch regardless. There will probably be another BO3 where these two teams face each other. If Team Backwoods, if they won one, WSS Kobolds, they should be third seed, which means they face WSS Kobolds, which means Pot of Greed has a shot at where they're the first seed, and they'll face the fourth best team, and they'll have kind of like the easier side of the bracket. Usually there's like 3 teams that are, for some reason, it's always 3. So if you're that first seed, it feels really good because the second and third team's got to knock each other out. That doesn't always happen. That's just kind of my opinion, and I'll always say that. But yeah, that's kind of it for Contender. Nothing too interesting, just seeding. We'll wait for that. I will be doing a playoffs bracket content again where I kind of explain my results. I always screw up. I don't think I do so good on the bracket. Dylan, makes the bracket on the website. I've done it for something else, but it's been his for the last couple seasons, 3 seasons now. So I think I'll let him do it again, and I hope he sets it up as soon as it's made, because I will want to do that. I will do it on my stream. I might, and for people, uh, I'll hold off. But you should watch that stream. All I could say is there's probably going to be a monetary prize that I'm going to put on uh, the bracket challenge, and I don't know if it'll be contender or an intermediate or just one or the other. We're gonna get some community engagement, I think, and it's not gonna be a huge prize. I'm not made out $1 million, um, but I think that would be fun, and well, I'll have to post rules. I'm a little undecided about that. I've been kind of thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, I think we could put a little prize in there, and it'll be funded by me. I don't know if I'll do 2 divisions, make them kind of smaller, or what. This is just, thank you for watching the content. I might even make it half. You might have to watch the content video just for that. So, for the chance to win the money, I think I'm going to have something set up, honestly. I'm not just going to. I think that's what we'll do. I think some viewer engagement, and out of those people, we will have the highest person will win the money, I think. But I'm still gonna think about how I want to do that. Just a little tidbit there, and this will all be restated in the next one. But we gotta go to intermediate now. Way too long. Season 29 intermediate league, guys. Uh, this is the first official season where teams will be removed from after the regular season. Intermediate, the largest it's ever been, 22 teams. Only 16 move on. So that means these bottom 6 teams are in trouble to be eliminated. If you have 6 wins, you are safe. You are safe. The math doesn't lie. Even if these 5-win teams get 6, or these 4-win teams get 6, any team that gets 6 wins will move on. There will be no tiebreakers. None. There will be zero, everybody. You need 6 wins and you're automatically in. The issue is, and I let me search for something. Excuse me. I am looking for something. We will see if I find it. There's only one way tiebreakers don't happen. I posted it somewhere. I'm looking for it, everybody. Damn, where the hell did I post this? This is terrible. I posted somewhere and I don't even know where it is. That is definitely a huge yikes. Okay, I have found it. So MSN, so Movement Speed Nerds, 1-1's Bad News Bears. Okay, we probably want this shown on the map here somewhere. Let me just grab a notepad. Okay, we'll turn this back on. stream doesn't have much delay, but we'll make sure it's showing. There it is, about 15-20 seconds on my video. So movement speed nerds, 1-1s, bad news bears. Okay, that's a 1-1. Big earn 1-1s, thumbs. AB normal versus TP can have any score, and Tennessee Tech and ROT it goes 2-0 one of the ways, which opens up one other possibility. Helmets on, 2-0 can do. Essentially, the idea is to have a limited amount of teams at 6 and 5 wins. That is the goal, and then we have this is the only way really that 16 teams will happen, no tiebreaker. I put that at a 1% chance. I have a feeling that isn't going to happen. We're going to have some sort of tiebreaker for some of these teams. Now, some of these teams are primed and ready. Like I said, if you get 6 wins, you're automatically in, right? So IBAT is facing wacky, waving, inflatable, flailing, arm 2-man. If they go 1-1, they go to 6 wins. They're safe. If one goes 2-0, well, that one is safe. The other team is at 5. Team Umbra with Harbinger. You know, if Avengers Assemble, they're both 5-5 teams. They go 1-1, they're both safe. If one goes 2-0, they're safe. The other isn't. And the thing is, there's only one team right now that is out of playoff contention. Believe it or not. Movement Speed Nerds at 1. They cannot get to the required 5 wins to do some tiebreakers. And I do feel Darth brought up how you can do like win probability and have win percentages out of 100. So the lower you go, like 0.3 is bad, but 0.35 is still bad, but higher. I don't think we can do that. If it's only 2 teams, we could do head-to-head results, but there might be some tiebreakers in intermediate. I think that's the only way to do it. I feel like you could do a BO1, and this depends on how many spots are left. Because I've thought about this. I said, okay, if there's 4 teams left, just do a BO1 tournament where you have you just do RNG. You have both teams do BO1 versus BO1, and then both winners will face each other for a BO1, and that's how they or if you only need 1, that's what you can do. If you need like 2 and there's 4 of them, you can do something like that. Like I think you can do a bunch of BO1s and try to decide it, and this might delay all the weeks by 1, but whatever. I just think that doing that win percentage Darth suggests is not really good. Admin said we hope there's no tiebreakers. There's going to be tiebreakers, guys. And this is going into week 6. Once I get the news of what they're going to do for tiebreakers, if there is, if that 1% happens, maybe I'll make a quick video on it or whatever. But a lot of teams can get in. All these 3-win teams, guys, let me be clear. TDP Project has 3 wins. They lost 2-0 against IBAT. I casted that last week. And if they win 2 games, if they're facing AB normal, if they face AB normal and they 2-0 AB normal, they're now at 5 wins. Like you need 5. If you get 5 wins, you're in tiebreaker contention. And now they're maybe 1%, maybe there's like a 10% chance that there's no tiebreakers. 5 wins brings you to a chance to get a tiebreaker. 6 wins means you don't. So if you want to be safe this week, and if you're one of these teams with 5 wins, which is over half of the league, look at this, top 8 have 6 or more wins right now. So all top 8 teams, they're in their playoffs. They're working on playoff seedings. These 9-22. Well, 9-21. I'm sorry, Movement Speed Nerds. I hope you had a good time this season. Someone has to be at the bottom. And I'm actually... Only one team is completely out of playoff contention. Now, some can debate that not all these 3-win teams are going to 2-0 and get that opportunity. You're right, they could go 1-1. But they had that small chance where they 2-0 another 3-win team and go in that 5 range. They had that opportunity. I fully believe it. The 5-win teams have the best chance to hit 6. But think about this, guys. IBAT, They lose 2-0 against Wacky, Waving, Inflatable, Flailing, Arm Tube Man. God, I hate that name. They lose 2-0. They're at 5 wins. TTP goes up to 5 wins. They faced off. Now it depends. If they're the only 2 teams that have 5 wins, I might actually lean that to IBAD. However, I think it's very important the admins come out with tiebreaker ideas before it happens. Because if they don't, and they say, let's use head-to-head results, Mad Max is an admin. That is unfair to TTP and IBAD if there was only one spot left. If every other team was at 6 and they were the only teams at 5, that's a little unfair. You almost have to have these tiebreakers set up, but we don't know what it's going to be like. This would favor IBAD now, and I'm sharing this. And Mad Max might watch this and be like, "Yeah, we'll just do head-to-head results." I tried to mention this last week, and I said, "Hey, we should have something. We should have something concrete. That way, everybody kind of knows. Okay, this is our tiebreaker." I think we should just do extra BO1s. I think that is the most fair. And BO2 if it's 2 teams, BO1s if it's more than more teams. If it's, let's say, if it's 3 spots open and 4 are tied, let's say, have 2 BO1s going on, then those 2 face off, and then have the 2 losers face off, and then the loser of the winners face off to get. I mean, yeah, no. Sorry, guys, I'm screwing up. I'm screwing up here. If you do, what's my paint? Okay. Look at that, man. This pissed me off. New, don't save. If you have, and this is gonna be awful, please forgive me. If you have it like this, winners face off, and then have the losers. Like, the winners don't even have to face off. They just get a check mark. They move on, and then have these guys face off for a second BO1, and winner moves on. So you have 3 teams move on. I think there's so many options, and that is the safest way, most unbiased way. I might even make a ticket. I might talk to admins and be like, hey, I think this is the safest way to do it. Stop your unbiasedness. Let's say IBAD wins a game, then they're at 6, but there can be other tiebreakers. I'm just sharing the only one I know off by heart because I saw it last week. I casted the game. Very long games. So, a game to watch though, Hollywood and Digital Habitat. Hollywood has Jared Cabra on it, who was on Jukester's team last season on DH, and Sleepy's on Hollywood. Quite a skill mid, Thug Potato. I remember him when he was an Archon, and now he is Ancient 3. He's a very good offlaner. Very good. He's this'll be a fun match. I didn't name everybody. I'm just naming a couple guys. It'll be a fun match for sure. I think that might be the top for intermediate. But if you're looking for nail biters where it matters, any game down here, guys, any game, because technically all these teams are fighting for their lives. It's easier if you're a 5-1 team, easier if you're a 4, because you can get to that 6. But 9 to 21, they like a 5-1 team. A 5-1 team will be going to the tiebreakers. But you don't want to do those tiebreakers, guys. You want to know you're in, and only the top 8 teams know they will be in. Now, fortunately, some of these 5-win teams will also join. But I think that's the most exciting thing about this season, and that's what I wanted to get across in this video for people that might have not noticed and they're just showing up to their games. Top 16 move on. 6 wins is enough to survive. But 6 is enough to move on. 5 is enough for tiebreakers, unless if that 10% happens, and I don't think it will. So if you're a 3-1 team, you have hope. TTP Project 2-0 AB normal, you'll move on. AB normal. Win 1 game against TTP Project, you're hitting a tiebreaker. Win 2-0 against TTP, You're at 6 wins and you're safe. Like this to me is exciting. On straight up, I think this is going to be really fun to see what happens. These games are very meaningful for these bottom teams between 5 to 3 wins and 6 and above. It's still meaningful. It's still important, to win. I bet Hollywood wants to beat Digital Habitat 2-0. I bet Digital Habitat wants to win 2-0. There's 4 teams with 7 wins. You know, this is I think this league is very balanced. The fact that so many teams have a chance to make playoffs and only one team is out. And uh, so I'm just pumped. I'm really pumped about this. Let's see what happens. I'd love to, when I post this on YouTube, leave a comment or something. I'll read it maybe when I make a follow up video about uh, tiebreakers and everything. Uh, you know, uh, I'm excited. I'm excited. I wish I was playing in one of these games. Honestly, I'll probably be casting. I don't know which game I'll be casting, but I'll probably cast a game. But I'm very excited. Last thing I want to mention, and maybe this is why I need a script, because that many ums is unacceptable. I suggest, if you like sports, or if you wanted some bonus AD2L content, on last week I made some content with the players on Team Backwoods, episode 5 for Fiery Side. And I thought, if you like sports, we touch half of it's sports, half of it's AD2L. We really focused, I think, on it. I honestly think it was one of the best ones I've done. I think my last 2 have been really good. And kind of getting perspective of guys that have just joined the league. They've never played in it. They plan on coming back. I like it. I like it. I really liked it. So, especially if you're a Contender player, if you really want some bonus content, episode 5, Fiery Side. Okay, thank you all for watching. I think that's all. Also, like I said, if you have maybe nothing about the down here, but if you want to leave a YouTube comment about something I should talk about, let me know. I will talk about it. Probably, unless if it's R-rated. We have 18 and under watchers, guys. Not 18. We have 17 and lower. We have kids still watching this, so we have to be careful what we talk about. Thank you all. Bye.